Hello, this is Sarah Braasch. Welcome back to my channel. So I want to do a video about the Massachusetts politician Alex Morse. And he was recently covered in the New York Times, and Glenn Greenwald, the journalist with the Intercept, recently did a Twitter thread about him. And so basically, the Intercept saved his life and his political career. And I'll explain how and why. So he was, like me, subjected to a smear campaign, to a conspiracy to destroy him, as I was. And he was also subjected to a Twitter mob, to trial by Twitter, to a social media moral outrage mob that immediately jumped upon this grossly defamatory story that was published in a college newspaper initially at the University of Massachusetts Amherst, UMass Amherst. And so as someone tweeted and as Glenn Greenwald retweeted recently, someone said, oh, well, thank goodness there were like 3 people on Twitter that were actually questioning the veracity of this, of this report, of this grossly defamatory report about this young Massachusetts politician, a rising Democratic political star, Alex Morse. And so someone, an actual journalist with integrity, and did his job, I believe it was a gentleman, did his job at the Intercept and investigated and uncovered a conspiracy to smear this young Massachusetts politician, this rising political star, Alex Morse, and destroy his political career. So, and part of this video is me making an appeal to Glenn Greenwald and to the Intercept and asking them to do the same thing for me. I cannot break the conspiracy of silence. I cannot find a single mainstream journalist with integrity who is willing to do their job and to investigate and to reveal and expose the truth about the Living or Napping While Black hate crime hoax at Yale and the global vilification and defamation campaign to which I was subjected, which almost got me killed. And it wasn't just the Yale administration who did this to me, but it was the fake news press, it was the New York Times, it was the LA Times, it was the Washington Post, it was NBC News, it was CNN, it was MSNBC, it was The View, it was GMA. The list just goes on and on and on. There's almost no one who didn't defame me and tell disgusting lies about me that almost drove me to suicide and that decimated my lifelong human and civil rights career, both my academic and legal careers. So I want to make this appeal to Glenn Greenwald and to the Intercept. Please do for me what you did for Alex Morse. Please. I don't know what to do anymore. I'm at my wit's end. I don't know what to do. I'm screaming the truth from the mountaintops, and I can't get anyone to help me to save my life and career. And I can't even explain how devastating it is to be vilified on a global scale, to have your entire life decimated, and then now for everyone who participated in the mob against me, for everyone who participated in the witch hunt against me, for everyone who was happy to make moral outrage industry money off of the destruction of my life, off of my corpse. I can't get none of those people will even acknowledge my existence at this point. They're pretending that I don't even exist because they don't want to deal with what they did to me. And I don't know what to do anymore. I don't know what to do. I'm screaming the truth from the mountaintops, and I can't break the conspiracy of silence and the fake news press. And I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. So I'm just begging anyone, any mainstream journalist with integrity, with some semblance of a notion of journalistic ethics, to help me. Please help me get the truth out about the living or napping while black hate crime hoax at Yale. Please help me get the truth out about the gross malfeasance of the entire Yale administration, including President Peter Salovey. They lied about me. They lied about me knowing that they were probably getting me killed, knowing that they were probably driving me to suicide, knowing that they were destroying the human and civil rights career of an entirely innocent person. And I don't know what to do. Please help me. Please help me. I feel like I'm the most canceled and gaslighted person in the entire world. I feel like no one has been gaslighted more than I have been gaslighted. So I just want to explain who Alex Morse is briefly. So he's currently the mayor of Holyoke, I believe you pronounce it, Massachusetts. He's a young gay man. I believe he's 30 years old. And the fact that he's a young gay man is part of this story, an important part of this story. So he is currently in the midst of a Massachusetts congressional campaign, and he's actually going up against a Democratic incumbent. So these are assertions that Alex Morse has made at this point, that he has accused the Democratic leadership in Massachusetts of being engaged in this conspiracy, being complicit in trying to smear him and destroy his political career. And they're doing this to protect the incumbent candidate in Alex Morse's current congressional race, in which, that he's currently engaged in. So what happened was that I guess it's a state level organization of college age Democrats. And maybe it's just called the College Democrats of Massachusetts or something like that. But anyway, so they released some kind of statement saying that they were not allowing Alex Morse to be at any of their events at any campus. And I believe he was also a guest lecturer at UMass Amherst. And it was the UMass Amherst College newspaper which first published the allegations by this state group in Massachusetts of the College Democrats, saying that Alex Morse was no longer allowed at any of their events. And the reason why is because they accused Alex Morse of basically being a sexual predator and going after the young gay men whom he would meet at these events, and then having romantic and sexual relationships with them. So, and that there was something about these relationships and the way that he approached these young men at these events and established connections with them, which was, in the eyes of the state group, the College Democrats, it was inappropriate. And so they basically were accusing him of sexual misconduct and accusing him of abusing his position of power, and also abusing his position as a guest lecturer, which I believe was at the UMass Amherst. So of course, Alex Morse completely denied all of this, and he basically said, I have had, romantic and sexual relationships, with people whom I've met at some of these events, but I've never had a romantic or sexual relationship with any of my own students whom I have supervised or taught, and I've never violated any regulation, any campus regulation. And he said, I've certainly never coerced anyone into engaging in any sexual activity. Basically, look, I am a young gay man, and I went on dates, and I had sex, and I'm a sexually active person, and I'm single, and I did absolutely nothing wrong, and everything was completely consensual, and I never abused my position, and this is completely ridiculous. But it was already too late Well, fortunately, ultimately, it isn't too late, but initially, it was already too late. The damage was done, and he was being vilified, and he was subjected to trial by Twitter, and it seemed that his political career had been destroyed, his political aspirations had been devastated, and his life was over at 30, and, basically exactly what happened to me. Obviously, different context, but in terms of, instantaneous devastation of my life and career based on no evidence, no due process, trial by Twitter, insanity. So anyway, like I had said before, fortunately there was someone, a journalist at the Intercept, who investigated, and they uncovered apparently these emails, and this was what was in the New York Times article. And I'll get to the New York Times, or actually let me just get to the New York Times now. The New York Times is an evil and sick organization, and yes, it's hard for me to even explain how infuriating it is that they pretend like they're anti-cancel culture now. Oh, they're anti-cancel culture, except that you tried to drive me to suicide at the behest of the Yale administration, except that you made multiple super fun and funny front page games out of trying to get me killed, except that you tried to devastate a well-documented anti-racism Yale graduate student, an entirely innocent person with mental health disabilities, susceptible to suicide. You tried to drive me to suicide at the behest of the Yale administration, and now you pretend like I don't exist because you don't want to deal with what you did to me. You are evil. You're the definition of fake news. No one should believe anything that you say about anything. So that's what I want to say about the New York Times. So anyway, so this journalist at the Intercept, and I'm sorry, I'm forgetting the name right now, but anyway, they uncovered these emails apparently between this state group, the College Democrats in Massachusetts, and the Democratic leadership in Massachusetts. So apparently there are emails that do indicate that there was a conspiracy to smear Alex Morse, to destroy his political career, to protect the Democratic incumbent. And so some conspiracies are real. And some conspiracies are real. And no, I'm not insane. I'm not crazy, because I'm saying that there was a conspiracy at Yale between the Yale administration and the fake news press and the entire moral outrage industry. There is an untold number of persons who have been awarded all kinds of awards and honors and jobs at Yale for defaming me. Defaming Sarah Braasch and trying to get Sarah Braasch killed in 2018 and 2019 was big business. It was really good for the pocketbook, and everybody wanted in on that. That was a bumper crop. So anyway, the Yale administration is completely evil, sick and evil, and there was a conspiracy. And their reach is so vast, and they have so much power, and basically everyone was in on the conspiracy, and that's why I'm struggling so hard now to break the conspiracy of silence that exists. So there was a conspiracy against Alex Morse as well, and so were it not for this journalist at the Intercept who uncovered these emails, which indicated that there was in fact a conspiracy between this college Democrats group in Massachusetts and the leadership, the political Democratic leadership of Massachusetts, to smear and destroy Alex Morse. If this hadn't been uncovered, then his life would be destroyed. But fortunately, it does seem now that is, I'm shaking because I'm upset. Probably be easier if I hold it with two hands. So it does seem now that Alex Morse is going to be okay, and the truth is out, and his life has been saved, and his political career has been saved, and he's still in the midst of this congressional campaign, and he's doing really well, and he's getting a lot of support, so much support, and I'm so happy for him, and I'm really thankful. and I'm really grateful to the journalist at the Intercept for helping him, and I'm begging you to please help me too. Please do that for me too. It would mean everything to me if Glenn Greenwald or someone at the Intercept would investigate and would write about me and help me save my life. And I do want to address also that there was the element of, trying to exploit the fact that Alex Morse was a young gay man. And because, as someone was quoted as saying in the New York Times, that, people are okay with, gay men as long as, they don't have to think about the fact that they engage in gay sex. And yeah, they do. And was horrible thing that was done to him. And basically, I'm so proud that he stood up for himself and he fought back, and I wish that I had fought back harder right away. It was still relatively new then. This was over 2 years ago now when it happened to me, when I was the innocent victim of a hate crime hoax that exploded on social media, and I didn't really know what to do, and the people around me didn't really know what to do. And in all honesty and in fairness to them, a lot of them were just afraid for my life. They were afraid that I would kill myself, and so they just wanted to keep me under wraps and to keep me silent, and they thought that was the best way to save my life. But now I wish that I had done what Alex Morse has done and just fought back and right away and fought back hard, because they're still going to try to kill you. It doesn't matter if you go silent. It doesn't matter if you go under the radar. It doesn't matter if you go into hiding. They're still going to try to kill you no matter what you do. So you might as well fight back and fight for your life. Fight for your life. I'm so happy that Alex Morse did that. And he just said, look, I am a young, single, sexually active gay man. I'm also a politician. I met people. I engaged in consensual sexual and romantic relationships with consenting adults. I did absolutely nothing wrong, and I'm so happy that he said that. I'm so happy. Thank you, Alex Morse, for fighting back hard, and for fighting back right away. And I'm so happy that you were able to save your life in your political career. And I just want to ask you for help, and I want to ask Glenn Greenwald for help, and I want to ask the Intercept for help, and I want to ask anybody who is willing and able to help me to get the truth out about the Living or Not Being While Black hate crime hoax, to get the truth out about what the Yale administration did to me and the Yale campus police did to me. I am currently, I have submitted a FERPA request for Yale's internal emails. I believe those emails will reveal the complicity of the Yale administration and police in the Living or Not Being While Black hate crime hoax at Yale, and I also believe they will reveal the complicity of a number of other entities, including the New York Times, including the ACLU, including CNN, and the list goes on and on. I believe that, including Sean Kane, I believe a number of entities are going to be implicated in the hoax and in the global defamation and vilification campaign that almost got me killed thereafter. And I also am still fighting. I just did a video about the Connecticut Freedom of Information Commission hearing officer Danielle McGee's proposed decision, which almost assuredly will be approved by the full commission on September 8th. After my attorney argues on my behalf, but the proposed decision, which I posted on my blog as a PDF, and which Scott Greenfield, the excellent criminal defense attorney, has blogged about as well, it's a complete travesty of justice, and it's a farce. But I'm still fighting to get that Yale campus police body camera footage from May 8th, 2018, which exposes Yale's gross malfeasance. At the very least, it exposes the Yale administration as disgusting liars who didn't care if they got an innocent anti-racism activist killed in order to protect themselves and cover up their own gross malfeasance and their own lies and their own wrongdoing, evil wrongdoing. Anyway, okay, I think I'm going to stop there, but I love you all so much. Thank you so much for all of your support and kind words. You are saving my life and career. I will have my GoFundMe and my PayPal me below if you can donate to my legal fund. If you can please help me, because My attorney is so excellent. He is Jay Woolman of the Randazza Legal Group, and he's been so wonderful and done such a great job for me. And he will be arguing on my behalf before the Connecticut Freedom of Information Commission on September 8th. And if you can help me, because he hasn't been paid in a while, so I would love to pay him for his excellent work. And if you could help me to sue Yale, to sue the fake news press, to sue the moral outrage industry so that they don't get one more innocent person killed and destroy one more innocent career and drive one more innocent person to suicide, like Alec Holowka, like the UNC Wilmington professor. So we just have to stop this. Trial by Twitter is destroying us. It's undermining due process. It's undermining our legal system. It's undermining our egalitarian public space. It's destroying us, and we have to stop it. And I don't know what to do anymore. I don't know what else to do. I don't know what else to do at this point. So I love you all so much. Thank you. Okay. Thank you for watching. Have a great night.